Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about variable length language models. So let's see what are all the contents that we will discuss in this video. So at first we discuss about standard language models, and then we'll discuss its limitations. Then we'll get to know what is meant by variable length language models, its advantages, applications, limitations, and challenges. So now let's get started. Standard language models. See, in general, what is meant by standard? Standard is nothing but which is fixed, right? So just remember, standard means fixed. Okay. So it would be helpful while you are giving any examinations. Okay. In standard language modeling, vocabulary units are defined by simple criteria such as white space delimiters, and the prediction of the probability of the next word is based on an invariable fixed length history. See what this particular sentence means. So there is one word called vocabulary units, right? So what are these vocabulary units? Again, let's take an example. Let's say that you have a sentence with you and you wanted to predict what comes next in the sentence. What you will do, you will feed it to the system to and ask it to predict the next word in that sentence. Okay. What the system will do is it will divide that sentence into units. I mean, units means here words. Units are nothing but words. Okay, it will divide that particular sentence into words. Based on what criteria it will decide that it is a word. See, whenever it sees a white space in that sentence, it feels like okay, this word ends here and the next word starts here. So based on the white spaces, it will divide that sentence into words and then it will predict the next word in the given sentence. See how this prediction actually happens. I've discussed this in while I'm discussing about language models also. So if you haven't watched that video, then please do watch that video and come back here. I will tell you how the prediction is actually happening. While it is in the prediction process, what it will do is it will consider either the previous one word and predict the next word, or it can consider the previous two words and predict the next word, or it can consider n words, n previous words in order to predict the next word. So what is happening here? It is following some fixed length. It is considering only the fixed length words in order to predict the next word. So I think uh, while doing this, while considering only the fixed length words, maybe it is a disadvantage also because the previous words, what about the previous words? It can't understand how actually the words are related to each other. So there might be something missing when you follow this standard language models. So let's see its limitations. So limitations of fixed length models. So fixed is nothing but standard. Either you can write it as standard length models or fixed length models. There is no problem with that. So let's see what this first point is. Can't capture long-term dependencies effectively. So what I mean by this long-term dependencies, I've already said that if you are considering only the n number of previous words while predicting the next word, that means you can't understand how the words are related to each other. I'm talking about only the remaining words. So if you can't uh, understand how the words are related to each other, then that particular language model might miss some important patterns in larger phrases. Okay. So these are the limitations. Now let's see about variable length language models. So what is mean by variable? Variable means something which is not fixed. When you uh, consider standard is something which is fixed, that means it will consider only some fixed number of words in order to predict the next word. When it comes to variable length language models, it will consider the different length of words in order to predict the next word. It won't go with any fixed number of words. It will just go on the go. It will just consider the different lengths of words. Okay. These method creates units from variable length phrases. Okay. See, in when you are studying about the standard language models, there I said units means nothing but words. But when it comes to variable length language models, units can be either words or either phrases. What I mean by phrases? Phrases are nothing but the combination of two or more words. So, for example, if you take ice cream, ice is combination of two words, right? Ice and cream. So, you consider it as a phrase because it is a combination of two words, right? See how actually the prediction process happens in this variable length language models that I have discussed in this third point. The challenge in these models is to find the best segmentation of the word sequence into language modeling units, in addition to estimating the language model probabilities. So, see, uh, what actually happens is the first thing it will do segmentation. It will divide the word. Sorry, it will divide the sentence into units. Units can be either words or it can be either phrases, right? After doing this segmentation process, what it will do is it will use an algorithm known as maximum entropy algorithm in order to predict the next word. Okay. See, if I have time, I can also make a video on maximum entropy. Until then, you can refer to some other resources to get uh, a small glance on it. Okay. So don't go deep about this particular algorithm. You just remember it as this particular algorithm is used to predict the next words in the given sentence in the case of variable length language models. Okay. And the last point, the maximum entropy procedure helps the model figure out the most accurate way to split sentence into units of words or phrases. So this particular algorithm is used to split the sentence into units or phrases, and then it can make the predictions. So see, there is a simpler approach what the variable length language models will follow in order to predict the next word. I have not mentioned it here, but I'm telling you, if you want, you can note it down. So the first thing is it will divide the sentence based on the criteria that is white spaces. The first segmentation is done based on the criteria that is white spaces. So it will divide that sentence into words. So after dividing that sentence into words, what it will do is it will combine the words into phrases. I mean, wherever it is required, there only it will combine the words into phrases. So if you take New York, new is not a different word, York is not a different word. So it will combine them into one phrase. And if you consider ice cream also, it will consider the that particular two words as one phrase, right? So it will combine those words into phrases. And how this uh, combining actually happens is so it will understand the information between the words. Mutual information is nothing but how this word is related to this word. It will understand how the previous word is related to the current word, and based on that it will combine that word, so it will give you a phrase at the last, right? So this is how the process happens, and then the algorithm, maximum entropy algorithm, is used to predict the next word in the given sentence. So this is how actually the prediction happens in variable length language models. So let's see the advantages. So what are the advantages? See, what are the disadvantages when it comes to standard language models? So, first thing, you can't understand the long term dependencies. That means, in the case of standard LLMs, you consider only previous and words. Then, what about the remaining words? You can't understand the connection between those words, right? So, when it comes to variable length language models, you can capture the longer dependencies in language more effectively. And the second advantage is more flexible in understanding phrases and collocations. So it it not only divides that sentence into words, after dividing it will combine them into phrases whenever required. So it is more flexible in understanding these kind of words. See, collocations are nothing but uh, if for example you say if the rain is pouring very heavily, what you say, heavy rains. And what the other things you have, uh, do exercise. So you combining some words with other words, even though you are getting the same meaning, right? Those kind of things are nothing but collocations. And then the third point is lower perplexity and higher accuracy. See, about perplexity also, I have made a video. If you haven't watched, then please do watch it and come back here. Perplexity is nothing but how confused actually a model is in order to predict the next word. So, lower perplexity means that it means that uh, the language model is having very low confusion in order to predict the next word. And higher accuracy. What is meant by accuracy? Accuracy is nothing but the correctness. So it will be, if you have lower perplexity, that means it is definitely having higher accuracy. They are indirectly proportional with each other. And then you have applications. So what are the applications? Just whatever the applications that you have for a language model, the same you have with variable length language models also. It is used in case of speech recognition systems and machine translation systems. And then we have limitations and challenges. We have seen the advantages. Then what are the limitations and challenges in variable length language models? So the first one is more complex to train than standard models. Right, it is a true thing, right? When it comes to standard models, you should not use any uh, maximum entropy algorithms in order to split the words and to combine the phrases. So if you are dealing with the phrases here, then obviously the variable length language models will take and more time, and it is more complex in order to train those language models. And at the last requires more computational resources. Of course, you need more computational resources in order to train this particular language model. So that's it. That's it in this video. And if you liked my content, then please do subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to like and share with your friends. Thank you.